Yay. That's okay. 3 cheers for me. I figured it out. Okay. Is everybody back there? We had about 13 people on. Let's see. What is it, Jet?
Can I tell you about my idea that my teacher said?
Yeah, my daughter just got home from work. I
suggested to.
Let's see if nobody's joined yet. Hello, everybody. Where'd you go?
I suggested to her that I was like, hey, she seemed really interested in the
Wonderful.
So maybe we could do like a matching activity where we have to match the caterpillar to the butterfly that it turns into. And she said that would be a pretty cool idea.
Oh.
So yay! It didn't get shot down.
All right.
So yeah, we might do that.
Good.
She's not going to be there tomorrow, so it's going to be a little rough.
Oh, hey, Tammy.
All right, I'm going to.
Okay, honey. Sorry, folks. That was my daughter. She just got home from school early. Tammy and Fran and Sarah. Oh, there's Fran. Hi.
Ashley already got the tickets.
Okay, wave to everybody. That's my daughter.
Hi.
Tab. She got the tickets.
Ashley already got the tickets because they had Friday's schedule up.
Okay.
So we're going to see it at 7
on
Saturday night.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay, thank you. All right. Hello, everybody again. You know me and technical difficulties. They go together. So, okay, great. Now, see, my screen is showing there's only one person here, but obviously all you guys are here. So I'm a little confused about that, but we're just going to carry on. So go ahead and start your projects. Lizzie, hi, Lizzie. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 people here, it looks like. Okay, wonderful. I'm not sure why it's not changing now, but I got off my phone. I don't like streaming from my phone if I don't have to. It's much easier to do it this way. And let's see. There we go. Okay. So let's regroup. How is everybody? Thank you. Oh, last week I was kind of bemoaning the fact that I only was still in the double digits. I made triple digits. Yay. I've got 102 subscribers now. So I'll be in triple digits a while, I'm sure. But thank you, everybody, for supporting me and for signing on and subscribing and all that good stuff. Thank you. Thank you. It's fun. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep at it. I was telling you guys, I think a couple of weeks ago, my 1-year anniversary for being on YouTube is coming up early November. So giveaway time. Anniversary time, giveaway time. What else?
Did you try that?
So, yes, I did. Can I talk to you about it later? Okay. It was good. She bought some face mask stuff that was recommended by a friend of hers. And it's at TJ Maxx. It's a Korean brand. And so it's got keratin. I can't remember what it's got in it. But you know, it's like a mask and you keep it on for a few minutes. And it felt really good. And my skin felt so soft after that. Of course, you know, her skin's 40 years younger than my skin. So it made her skin feel really good. But it's got a nice cooling effect. I can't remember the brand name or else I would tell you. But I hope everybody is busily crocheting away. I've got my cardigan to work on. I'm finally at the part where I'm doing the band along the bottom. And it's coming out okay. I had to frog it once because it was looking a little wonky. But so that's what I'm going to be working on. Let's everybody else see what they're working on. Not see, but let us know what you're working on today on this sunny day. Oh, now it says 5 people. Okay. I think the technology has caught up to where we are now. Oh, I forgot to set my phone for the alarm for 20 minutes. So let's see. Let me figure this out here. So that would be, oh man, I'm horrible at math. So 25. Let's say 12 minutes. I think we got 12 minutes left. Okay. 12 minutes left in this first segment. So, so I'm working on my cardigan. I'll show it to you guys here just a minute. Hats in a blanket. Okay. Thank you, Sarah. Hats in a blanket. not pigs in a blanket, hats and a blanket. Okay. Oh, I'm feeling a little giddy today, a little out of sorts, but now I'm calming down now that we're live and everything is fine. I'm calming down. Okay. Lizzie sends flowers and a ball of yarn. Thank you, Lizzie. Hello, everyone. Bean says, finish oh yeah, that octopus from last week. I remember you were working on that. You're eating lunch. Okay. Mosaic crochet pot holder and knitted colorwork sweater. Nice. I'll get back to that in a minute. Tammy is working on a lap blanket, but it's at home. Oh, you're at school. You're at a break at school. Okay. And okay, Bean, I want to ask you now, I've seen so many different terms for this. Now, mosaic crochet, that's on top of what you've already crocheted, or is it like tapestry crochet? Like I've done tapestry where you just, you do the color as you're going. But I thought mosaic was like on top, like two layers of crochet. Lizzie's trying to finish her poncho. Mosaic crochet pot holder. Because I saw somebody on, I think Elise Rose did she had a guest on that did mosaic crochet a few weeks ago. And from my understanding, it's a different kind. Where tapestry and intarsia, I think, are kind of the same thing. Let me show you the one I did for my daughter. I just finished a tapestry crochet. You're going to laugh. 2 layers done at the same time in alternating colors. Okay, so it's not like it's not like this. This was from Lindsay from Off the Beaten Hook. She had a free mystery tapestry crochet. And it's kind of pitiful looking, but my daughter likes it. It's her wonky owl. But Lindsay calls it tapestry crochet. And I had to use on a few lines, few rows, I had to use like 5 different colors. And it was a little nerve-wracking. But I mean, it's not horrible. But I have, a couple of months ago, I did this fox. I think I showed you guys the fox. This is also from Lindsay from Off the Beaten Hook. And that turned out better. But this owl, I think it was too many colors for me. But from far away, ooh, he looks kind of cool, but not up close. Okay. That's my bad work. That's all I'm going to show you of my stuff. Okay. We've got 9 minutes left. Hold on. Turning my phone off. Turn off those spam calls. Don't you hate that? I hate when all those spam calls come in. 2 layers done at the same time. Okay, so that is mosaic. Single crochet in the back loop and double crochet in the front loop. Oh, that sounds complicated. That is not a mindless project, is it? Of course, I don't think tapestry crochet is either, but some people say it is. I find that you have to concentrate quite a bit on that to do it correctly. I'm so well, if you tried something easy at first, like there's some easy ones on there. I did a coffee cup was like one of my first ones, and that turned out pretty cool. It was just the saucer and the cup and then like steam coming up. So it was only like using 3 colors at the most in each row. But what else have I done? I've done a coffee cup. I did the fox and the owl. Seems like I've done another one, but they're kind of fun. They're kind of fun to see how they turn out, especially if it's a mystery one. You don't know what you're making at first. 18. We got 7 minutes. Let me check here. Yep, 7 minutes. Call back. No. Oh. I'm trying to think of the other name for the mosaic crochet, because tapestry and intarsia, I think, are the same thing. And it seems like there's a 4th term besides mosaic. I could be totally wrong. Overlay? Oh, that could be it, Bean. Okay. Oh, I wish you could send me a picture of what you're working on. I hate that we can't see pictures of your guys' stuff. Okay, I'm going to get to my cardigan here. I've got my Tulip Red Etimo hook 5.0 that I got, 5 millimeter, that I got from a friend over Christmas. Overlay mosaic. And there's also interlocking. Oh, okay. Oh, reversible. I have seen that where the front looks like the back. I'm like, how in the world did they do that? So that looks very confusing. But yeah, I'm going to stick to my basic intarsia or tapestry crochet. I'll probably try another one soon. But anyway, get back to hooks. I'm sorry. I really like my tulips. They're my second favorite next to my clovers. Do you guys have a favorite hook? That's what I was going to ask you today. Who has a favorite hook and what is it? The clovers are my favorite. I love my clover hooks. Overlay with a negative stitch. Okay, this is bean. Overlay with a negative stitch, so it's reversible. I'm going to have to look that one up to see how you do that because I can't imagine. I'm sure it's hard to explain over in words. You have to see it. But so Bean and Sarah and Tammy, and I think Fran is still here. And Lizzie, what is everybody's favorite hook to use? Clovers are my first favorite, and these tulips, Etimos, are my second favorite. 5 minutes, people. Here's my cardigan. Okay. Oh boy. I really hope this turns out okay. I've spent so much time on this thing. So here is my ribbing so far. I don't know if you could see it correctly. And this is the red, but I've started the ribbing along the band along the bottom. It's a little bit wonky, but I guess I'll have to block it and see if it turns out okay. But I got a long way to go. I've only got this much of it done. Yeah. And that's about maybe not even a quarter the way done. You love your Clover Amours, yes. Completely unlabeled plain wooden hook. Wow. I wonder where that came from. That's too bad you don't know what brand it is. You get some more. Oh, get untangled here. I don't think I've ever tried a wooden hook. I have some of the Furls, the resin ceramic ones, and they're kind of nice to use, but they're inline. They're not tapered. They're inline, so they got that sharp point at the head. Sometimes that catches on the yarn. So Bean loves her clovers like me. I love my clovers. They're just so smooth. These tulips are very smooth too. I'm trying to think, I have a set of, my very first set I got from Hobby Lobby. I think it's their brand. They came like in a pack of 10 for like $10. And I used those for over a year, and they were fine to use. Wood hooks are great for slippery yarn. Oh, I have heard that because they don't they don't slide off, right? They don't slide off your project, what you're working on. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, I'm sure there's not splinters in your wood hooks, but it's not smooth like metal or aluminum, whatever this is. Yeah. I mean, that's a good question. What kind of metal are hooks made of? I'm assuming it's aluminum since it's very lightweight, but I don't really know. Okay, a few more minutes and then we'll take a break. So to do this ribbing, I don't know if you guys have done this, but it's all back loop, single crochet. And it's a little bit tough. Aluminum, unless it's a tiny hook. Those have to be steel. Okay. Steel, okay. Like stainless steel, I guess. Let's see, used to try out Tunisian before committing to a set. Used it to try, oh, okay. You use the wooden ones to try out Tunisian. Yeah, I never have yet to learn Tunisian. Um, huh. Oh, there she is, Whiner, little Whiner. You could sit right there in the hallway. Okay. Tammy, do you do a lot of like making doilies and doing not lace work? What's that called? Like making earrings and such? Stainless steel. For sizes 1.5, you need something tough enough not to bend. What was I making the other? Oh, I know what I was making. I made. I meant to tell you guys this. I might wait for the break to tell you. Infinity hearts. I think they are the best I've been trying. Lizzie. She knows infinity hearts. Huh. I've never heard of those. So they're better than clovers, huh? That's pretty neat. I'll have to look those up. Okay. Oh, so I made. Okay, we got 1 minute. I'm gonna start my story. Okay, break time. Break time. Let me reset my time. Okay, 5-minute break. Okay. Antique horn or bone hooks from my great grandma. Wow. Oh my gosh. Bone hooks. That's wild. Are they like wood? Do they work like wood hooks? That's very neat. Antique horn or bone hooks. Oh, animal horn. Okay. Huh. I would like to try that. So anyway, let me tell you what I did. It was around break time. You guys crochet or stop or whatever. I had a neighbor. We have in our neighborhood, in the subdivision, we have a Facebook group for our neighborhood. And I had been on there before making some things for people and advertising, see me, I could make stuff for you. And this lady contacted me and she said, oh, I see you do crochet. I took a beginning class and I wasn't very good at it. And she got this kit of a doll. Okay. And it was a off-brand kit. I think it was called DIY or something like that. And so she gave it to me and I told her it would be $25 because dolls, it was a pretty detailed doll. And it was Snoop Dogg. She called it a Snoop Dogg emotional support doll. So I've got to bring up a picture and show you this. It was for her son. Her son was graduating with his master's in social work. And I guess he liked Snoop Dogg and he wanted an emotional support Snoop Dogg doll. She was going to surprise him with it. I mean, I don't think he particularly asked for that, but she was going to surprise him with it. So the kit came with a 2.5 millimeter hook or a 2.25. Well, I didn't like the hook that they provided. So I went up to my 2.5 crochet clover hook. Oh yeah, Lizzie, you're in Denmark. That's right. So you can't get clover over there? That's a shame. Okay, so I made this Snoop Dogg doll and it was rough. Like I said, that's the first doll I've ever made. So I was a little bit scared, but the yarn was crappy. And I hate to say that, but it really was. It was very splitty. And like I said, I switched hooks and it was using my 2.5 clover. And but I have two pictures. Here's the first one. Let's see here. There he is. And then here's the second one. This is a better picture. Let me see here. If I can hold it where you see it. Isn't he cute? He's got on a little sweater. And I had to untangle the yarn in his hair to make that more fuzzy look. But he was kind of fun. He was kind of fun to do. So I think, you know what? That kind of gave me confidence to make other dolls now. So I know, what's her name? Bianca from, she lives in Finland. Bianca from, I want to say Crochetniacs, makes a lot of dolls. So I might try one of her patterns. They look very, well, not easy, but they look very, not just detailed, but like they're done well, And I think she's got a new book out, actually. Does anybody subscribe to Bianca from Crochetniacs? Oh, good. Yeah. I mean, they are expensive. I've heard that Amazon, I don't do Amazon, but I've heard Amazon has them, but sometimes they used to be a knockoff Clover, Rover or something like that. But yeah, if it's just something you're not sure about, yeah, I think they're worth it. But I think I went to Michael's and got mine, and I had a coupon. So, okay, 1 minute, people, before we start our next segment. But I tell you, a good hook makes a huge difference, even if you're using crappy yarn. I mean, I think it makes a difference. Okay. Let me get this set. And here we go, 2:30. Okay, start, 20 minutes. All right, let me see if I can get started on my cardigan band. Okay. So yeah, if somebody asked me what's the weirdest thing I've ever crocheted, I guess I would have to say that. A friend of mine told me I should crochet a little a little marijuana cigarette and stick it in his hand. I didn't do that. I thought that was kind of a funny idea. Yeah, I think when I bought my clovers maybe 4 years ago from Michael's, like I said, I had a coupon, but they're originally, I think, like $80. So yeah, they're not cheap. They're cheaper than furls, I will tell you that. Now, I do recommend furls if you like the inline hook as opposed to the tapered edge. I generally like the tapered. I'm totally not convinced I'm doing this right, but I'm just going ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So we're in our second 20 minutes. People are crocheting away. Very, very happy that everybody's here. Sorry again about the technical difficulties we had at first. I was hoping my sister would join today, but she had a couple falls yesterday, and she wasn't hurt, thank God. She didn't hurt anything, but she's home now. You have a metal furls, and I don't mind the inline, but it's so, Bean, you know what? I have the exact same problem with that. I ordered a metal one, but I didn't know it was going to be that heavy. And yeah, I don't like it either. I like the resin ones, and they're really pretty. But I do not like that metal one. You know, some people, and that just goes to show how everybody's just so different. Some people like that heaviness in their hook. Not me. And now they have all different color metal hooks, but yeah, if you like it, go for it. But I like the resin ones, but for $25, you know, I don't know. I'd rather stick with my tapered clovers. Big hands and really like the metals. Oh, okay. There you go. Do you have a lot of them, Sarah? Do you have a lot of the furl metals? Tons. Are they all furls, or are they all different brands? If you have a ton of furls, you must be rich. ton of furls and nope, not rich. I'm teasing. I'm sorry. I should have said that. They are fun to get as gifts, though. I'll tell you that. Anything crochet related as a gift is fun for me. Oh, Sarah, now are you also retired like Fran and I? And I think some other people on here. Oh, nope, unemployed at the moment. Okay. That's not a good space to be in looking for a job, is it? Do not envy you. It was hard to get used to retirement. I think I'm kind of in a groove now. This past few months, I feel like I'm more in a groove. I would, at first, I was bored, but I didn't have a lot of money to go out and do things, have lunch with friends and stuff. And most of my friends were working. And so, but now I'm on a better budget. My daughter's working, so she's paying me more rent. And I feel better when I go out. It's trouble to get ready, especially if I'm having an arthritis kind of day. It's a lot of trouble to get ready, but then I go out and come back, and I'm so glad I went out and enjoyed the day. What the heck? There we go. Let's see what we got. Check our timer here. 14 minutes. Okay. This is, I don't know if this is the right sitting position. I've been doing this in my recliner with the feet up, and there's more room on my lap than just right here, but I'll do some more rows. Our next break, we're going to do some stretches, focusing on the upper body. More so this week on our proximal muscles as opposed to our hand muscles. So we'll be doing that here in a little bit. And then I'm going to read 2 chapters today in Sense and Sensibility, chapter 4 and 5, because they're both short. So I'm going to read 2 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoops, I think I got too many here. Okay. Yeah, I don't think this is a good project to do while I'm talking because I have to count. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I had such high hopes for this cardigan, and now I think it'll be fine. I really think it'll be fine, but it's taken a lot longer than I thought. But I've put it down. I've picked it up and put it back down several times, and so that's partly my fault for not sticking with it because I really would like to wear it next month. So I'm hoping by the end of the month I can model it for you guys. Oh, there we go. Anything else new and exciting in Denmark or in Texas or in Georgia or, yeah, did I miss anybody? No, I think that's it. Yeah, Kelly's not here today. Annette's not here today. Okay. I bet it's still hot in Georgia and Texas too, isn't it? And you know what? We have not had rain here in about 3 weeks. It's supposed to rain this weekend. I'm so glad because everybody's lawn in our neighborhood is looking really cruddy. Oh, anyway, so I made that Snoop Dogg doll, and then I got a call from another neighbor. She's been in contact with me because she's having her first grandchild, and actually it's turning out to be grandkids. Her daughter's having twins, one boy and one girl. And so she wants me to make them a pink bear and a blue bear. So I need to start on those because her shower is like in 3 weeks. Washing and dyeing wool. Wow. I admire you. That sounds like a heavy duty job. It really does. So do you sell that when you do that, Bean? Do you sell your dyed wool or do you just use it for yourself? Oops. I know what Lizzie's doing. This is her wind down time on Wednesday nights in Denmark. Spin and I use it myself. Wow. So you must have room to do all that because I would imagine that takes up quite a bit of space with the spinning wheel and the big tubs to dye in and all that and washing of it, the spinning, that's got to take a lot of equipment. In my head, it seems like it would take a lot of equipment. Have any of you guys ever watched, what's her name? Shannon. Shannon Talks Yarn. She has done that. She had an episode where I don't know if she dyed it, but she was like brushing it out and, making it into the yarn, getting ready to spin it. I think that's how it goes. And Sweet Pea Sid, she dyes her own wool, I believe. Dye in a secondhand crock pot. I got for $5. Oh my gosh. That's all it takes is a crock pot size. I guess I'm picturing these big gigantic tubs, but if you're just on your own, you have a small amount. It's not like you're a factory. So yeah, that makes sense. I had an old crock pot I used for when I was doing glass. You have this, what was it called? Not curriculum. I can't remember the name of the stuff, but you fill your crock pot with it on warm and you stick your hot glass in there and it warms it. It cools it down slowly. So I have used crock pots for other things besides cooking too. Excuse me. Most of the time I'm laying on your sofa because of the pain in my left hip. Oh, Lizzie. Oh, gosh. You have arthritis in your left hip? Bummer. I wish they would discover a cure for arthritis. I was told back in the olden days. Oh, I'm sorry. Back in the old days, they used, now the drug is going to escape me. Not codeine. It's something I've been on sometimes for breathing. Somebody help me out. What is that? And it's real cheap. The pill they give you for if you're having asthma, breathing difficulties. I tell you, my mind lately, I forget everything. What is the name of that little pill? And it makes you real hyper. Prednisone. Okay. Prednisone they used to use for arthritis because when I take that, if I'd had breathing problems and I've been on that, my pain is gone. I don't have to take my arthritic meds. I love prednisone. It makes you kind of hyper, but I like that too. But yeah, prednisone they used to give to arthritics way back in the 50s and 60s. But it's not good for your bones. So they stopped doing that. But sorry, Lizzie, about your pain. I hope you can sleep tonight. You know what made a big difference for me with my arthritic pain was getting a new bed. 6 minutes, people. That's something to think about. A firm bed. I don't know. Or maybe you already have that. It's just not helping. 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Arthritic pain is not fun. Is it just in your left hip? I guess you could count your blessings if it's just in one hip instead of both. Of course, me, I'm Miss Optimist, but I know pain is pain. Oh, do you have to sleep on your sofa sometimes because of a pain in your hips? Can't get into bed? Oh, I had a lot of patients that would do that. They were more comfortable sleeping on their couch or in the recliner than in their bed. And they just slept in their bed, whether they were, had a spouse or not. Here's my ribbing so far. Guess it's coming along. I feel like it should be a little bit tighter. It's snugger, but we'll see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Also with that, if you're able to, Lizzie, remember to get up and move around every hour. I always tell people that when I was working, I would tell my patients, don't sit for more than an hour at a time at the most. And do I take my own advice? Usually, but not always. But just to get up and stretch and move around, it makes a difference. The older we get, the more we have to keep everything working. It's my muscles around my hip. Oh, so it's not actually the joint. It's more muscular pain. So perhaps it's not arthritis. I think we're coming up on the, see how much time we got left. Okay, a little under 4 minutes. See if I can get another couple rows of this done. Slip stitch. So they've never given you an actual diagnosis as to what it is. It's just muscular hip pain. Boy, hate that for you. So you guys are kind of quiet today. Let's see. 4 folks. We need more folks on here. So I could, other people can yap. I know you guys are crocheting, but so I don't have to do all the talking. So invite your friends. I know some people do watch the recorded session. I never do that with other people's. If I can't catch them live, I don't tend to watch the recording, but that's me. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll skip around. I'll watch it like kind of, skip around. Scoliosis. And because of that, all my muscles in my back and left hip legs hurt a lot. So you've had that then for probably your whole life. Usually that's a congenital thing. I'm so sorry to hear that, Lizzie. That is miserable. I had a boss when I first became an OT back in the 90s. I had a boss. She had scoliosis, and her one hip was kind of hiked up, and she had trouble. Over the years, it got worse. And I felt bad for her. Oh gosh, Sarah. I guess that's part of life, is dealing with pain. I wish it wasn't, believe me. For all you guys, I wish it wasn't. It is a bummer to be in pain all the time. Now, I don't think there's any, well, maybe there is. I don't know. Is there any surgery that helps scoliosis related to back stuff and physical therapy? Oh, yay. Good for you. Yay, PTs, my friends. Good. So do you go to, yes, me too, Lizzie. Sarah, do you go to PT like a couple times a week? Is it outpatient or they come to your house? Or? Aha. Okay. There's the end of that session. I'm going to finish this row and then we're going to do our stretches. So everybody finish up the next few seconds here and we will do our stretches and then get to our book. Did anybody see what I posted about, it was a lady, it was like a little cartoon drawing of a lady sitting, reading a book. And she said, I wish I could crochet and read at the same time. And I said, I got the answer for you. Cartoon lady, you could come here and do it. Okay, put that aside. You go to their facility once a week till mid-October. Okay, well, good. I sure hope that helps you. I really do. All right. So whoever we still have here, Tammy and Sarah and Bean, I think is still here, and Lizzie. Let's do some stretches. Everybody ready? Okay, take off your glasses. First one we're going to do is external rotation and internal rotation. That's the one where you come up like this, you stretch, really push it back. If you need to, you can put your hands behind your head and stretch it back like that. That also gives a good stretch. That's still external rotation. These are the rotator muscles at your shoulder. There's 4 of them that do the work. And then you're going to reach down. And internal rotation, kind of like I call this the scarecrow. Again, if you want to put it behind your back, that's kind of it. That one's harder for me to do. Okay, one more. External, reach back. And then internal. Stretch. You can feel that in your shoulder. I can feel it in my elbows too. Okay, very good. Rest. The next one is protraction, retraction of your scapula. We're doing shoulders and scapula today and neck. So reach forward and you can clasp your hands if you need to. Reach forward and stretch. Stretch, and you can feel it in your back. Oh, that's nice. And then when you go back, you're going to try to touch your elbows together. Retraction. This makes your scapula kind of go in like this. The muscles pull it in towards your spine. Stretch that. And one more time, protraction. Actually, let's do it 2 more times. Reach, reach. Feel those shoulder blades reaching out, moving away from your spine. And then retraction. Come back. Try to touch your elbows. I can't do that. Maybe some people can. And back. One more time. Reach. Sarah said, yes, I saw it, but I'm not sure what that means. And oh, no, that's Fran. Oh, hi, Fran. I didn't know you were on. Glad you're here. Okay, the next one is neck stretches. We did the shoulder, scapula. Let's do the neck. Let me check the time. Hold on. I think we're doing good. Yeah, we've got 2 minutes. Okay, neck stretches. Ear to shoulder. Now, you don't want to be hiking or doing any of this with your shoulders. Relax your shoulders. Let your head fall gently to the side. Ear to shoulder. And if you want to, you can even give your neck a little extra stretch. Don't be bouncing on it like this, but just gently stretch and hold. Good. And the other side, Slowly, ear to shoulder. Take a deep breath, relax your shoulders. And if you want to, give your neck that little extra stretch. You really feel it here. There you go. One more time this side. And one more time this side. I'm going to do it without using my arm. I like to focus on relaxing my shoulders. That way your head just kind of naturally falls that way. There we go. Ooh, I heard a little pop. Okay. And the last one is going to be, what did I put down as the last one? You know what? Let's just do some shoulder rolls. Oh, some nice stretchy shoulder rolls. That's nice. And after that, if you don't like shoulder rolls, you could do neck rotation. But do it slowly so you don't get dizzy or you don't crack something in your neck. Neck rotation. I guess it's possible to do it at the same time, but we won't do that. And then and then to this side. Oh, and then neck back. Extension. And we can do flexion, but we really don't need to do flexion because that's our natural position when we're crocheting, isn't it? Okay, last one. And stop. Oh, nice. Okay, last 20 minutes. Everybody ready for story time? Okay, clock is set. Get my reading glasses on. Take a drink. Okay, everybody. You sit back and crochet. You don't have to talk or chat unless you want to, but I'm going to be reading. And we're on chapter 4. We're going to read 4 and 5 because they're both short. So together it should probably take 10 minutes, I'd say. All right, chapter 4. Let's see what the Dashwoods are up to this week. What a pity it is, Eleanor, said Marianne, that Edward should have no taste for drawing. No taste for drawing, replied Eleanor. Why do you think so? He doesn't draw himself, but he takes great... Wait, did we read this already? Hold on. Because I know they talked about that last time. Maybe not. Because I talked about his taste. I'm sorry, hold on. Talk about how much they like Edward. What his limitations were, what his strengths were. Yeah, I think we read this chapter already. Okay. Chapter 5. No sooner was her answer dispatched than Mrs. Dashwood indulged herself in the pleasure of announcing to her son-in-law and his wife that she was provided with a house. Yes, because she was offered that house. Yeah, we are on chapter 5. And it should incommode them no longer than till everything was ready for inhabiting it. They heard her with surprise. Mrs. John Dashwood said nothing, but her husband civilly hoped that she would not be settled far from Norland. She had great satisfaction in replying that she was going into Devonshire. Edward turned hastily towards her on hearing this, and in a voice of surprise and concern, which required no explanation to her, repeated, Devonshire? Are you indeed going there? So far from hence? And to what part of it? She explained the situation, and it was within 4 miles northward of Exeter. It is but a cottage, she continued, but I hope to see many of my friends in it. A room or 2 can easily be added, and if my friends find no difficulty in traveling so far to see me, I'm sure I will find no trouble in accommodating them. She concluded with a very kind invitation to Mr. and Mrs. John Dashwood to visit her at Barton, and to Edward she gave one with still greater affection. Though her late conversation with her daughter-in-law had made her resolve on remaining in Norland no longer than was unavoidable, it had not produced the smallest effect on her in that point to which it principally tended. To separate Edward and Eleanor was as far from being her object as ever, and she wished to show Mrs. John Dashwood, by this pointed invitation to her brother, how totally she disregarded her disapprobation of the match. Mr. John Dashwood told his mother again and again how exceedingly sorry he was that she had taken a house at such a distance from Norland as to prevent him being of any service to her in removing her furniture. He really felt conscientiously vexed on the occasion, for the very exertion to which he had limited the performance of his promise to his father was by this arrangement rendered impracticable. The furniture was all sent round by water. It chiefly consisted of household linen, plate, china, and books, with a handsome pianoforte of Mary Ann's. Mrs. John Dashwood saw the packages depart with a sigh. She could not help feeling it hard that, as Mrs. Dashwood's income would be so trifling in comparison with her own, she should have any handsome article of furniture. So she's a little jealous. Mrs. Dashwood took the house for a 12-month. It was readily furnished, and she might have immediate possession. No difficulty arose on either side in the agreement, and she waited only for the disposal of her effects at Norland, and to determine her future household before she set off for the West. And this, as she was exceedingly rapid in the performance of everything that interested her, was done soon. The horses which were left by her husband had been sold soon after his death, and an opportunity now offering of disposing of her carriage, she agreed to sell that likewise at the earnest advice of her eldest daughter. For the comfort of her children, she had consulted only her own wishes. She would have kept it, but the discretion of Eleanor prevailed. Her wisdom, too limited, the number of servants to 3, 2 maids and a man, with whom they were speedily provided from amongst those who had formed their establishment in Norland. The man and one of his maids were set off immediately into Devonshire to prepare the house for their mistress' arrival. As for Lady Middleton was entirely unknown to Mrs. Dashwood, she preferred going directly to the cottage, to being a visitor at Barton Park, and she relied so undoubtingly on Sir John's description of the house as to feel no curiosity to examine it herself till she entered it as her own. Her eagerness was to be gone from Norland was preserved from diminution of the evident satisfaction of her daughter-in-law in the prospect of her removal, a satisfaction which was feebly attempted to be concealed under a cold invitation, which was to defer her departure. Now was the time when her son-in-law's promise to his father might with particular propriety be fulfilled. Since he had neglected to do it on the first coming to the estate, their quitting his house might be looked on as the most suitable period for its accomplishment. But Mrs. Dashwood began shortly to give over every hope of the kind, and to be convinced from the general drift of his discourse that his assistance extended no farther than their maintenance for 6 months at Norland. So he frequently talked of the increasing expense of housekeeping and of the perpetual demands upon his purse, which a man of any consequence in the world was beyond calculation exposed to, that he seemed rather to stand in need of more money himself than to have any design of giving money away. In a very few weeks from the day which brought Mr. Sir John Middleton's first letter to Norland, everything was so far settled in their future abode as to enable Mrs. Dashwood and her daughters to begin their journey. Many were the tears shed by them in their last adieus to a place so much beloved. Dear, dear Norland, said Mary Ann, as she wandered alone before the house on the last evening of their being there. When shall I cease to regret you? When learn to feel a home elsewhere? O happy house, could you know what I suffer in now viewing you from this spot, from where perhaps I may view you no more? And you, well-known trees, but you will continue the same. No leaf will decay because we're removed, nor any branch become motionless, although we can observe you no longer. No, you will continue the same, unconscious of the pleasure or the regret you occasion, and insensible of any change in those who walk under your shade, but who will remain to enjoy you. Chapter 6. Okay, it's short. The first part of their journey was performed in too melancholy a disposition to be otherwise than tedious and unpleasant. But as they drew towards the end of it, their interest in the appearance of a country which they were able to inhabit overcame their dejection, and a view of Barton Valley as they entered it gave them cheerfulness. It was a pleasant, fertile spot, well wooded and rich in pasture. After winding it Winding along it for many a mile, they reached their own house. A small green court was the whole of its demesne in front, and a neat wicket gate admitted them into it. As a house, Barton Cottage, though small, was comfortable and compact. But as a cottage, it was defective, for the building was regular, the roof was tiled, the windows' shutters were not painted green, nor were the walls covered with honeysuckles. A narrow passage led directly through the house into the garden behind, and on each side of the entrance was a sitting room about 16 feet square, and beyond them were the offices and the stairs. 4 bedrooms and 2 garrets formed the rest of the house. It had not been built many years and was in good repair. In comparison of Norland, it was poor and small indeed. But the tears which recollection called forth as they entered the house were soon dried away. Shh, Luna, hush. In comparison to, they were cheered by the joy of the servants on their arrival, and each, for the sake of the others, resolved to appear happy. It was very early in September, the season was fine, and from first seeing the place under the advantage of good weather, they received an impression in his favor, which was of material service in recommending it to their lasting approbation. The situation of the house was good. High hills rose immediately behind, and at no great distance on each side, some of which were open downs, the others cultivated and woody. The village of Barton was chiefly on one of those hills and formed a pleasant view from the cottage windows. The prospect in front was more extensive. It commanded the whole of the valley and reached into the country beyond. The hills which surrounded the cottage terminated the valley in that direction under another name, and in another course it branched out again between 2 of the steepest of them. With the size and furniture of the house, Mrs. Dashwood was upon the whole well satisfied, for though her former style of life rendered many additions to the latter indispensable, yet to add and improve was a delight to her, and she had at this time ready money enough to supply all that was wanted of greater elegance to the apartments. As for the house itself, to be sure, she added, it is too small for our family, but we will make ourselves tolerably comfortable for the present, as it is too late in the year for improvements. Perhaps in the spring, if I have plenty of money, as I dare say I shall, we may think about building. These parlors are both too small for such parties of our friends, as I hope to see often collected here, and I have some thoughts of throwing the passage into one of them, with perhaps a part of the other, and so leave the remainder of that other for an entrance. This, with a new drawing room, which may be easily added, and a bedchamber and garret above, will make a very snug little cottage. I could wish the stairs were handsome, but one must not expect everything, though I suppose it would be no difficult matter to widen them. I shall see how much I am beforehand with the world in the spring, and we will plan our improvements accordingly. In the meantime, till all these alterations could be made from the savings of an income of $500 a year by a woman who never saved in her life, they were wise enough to be contented with the house as it was, and each of them was busy in arranging their particular concerns and endeavoring, by placing around them their books and their other possessions, to form themselves a home. Marianne's pianoforte was unpacked and properly disposed of, and Eleanor's drawings were affixed to the walls of their sitting room. In such employments as these, they were interrupted soon after breakfast the next day to the entrance of their landlord, who called to welcome them to Barton and to offer them every accommodation from his own house and garden in which theirs might be deficient. Sir John Middleton was a good-looking man about 40. He had formerly visited at Stanhill, but it was too long ago for his young cousins to remember him. His countenance was thoroughly good-humored, and his manners were as friendly as the style of his letter. Their arrival seemed to afford him real satisfaction, and their comfort to be an object of real solicitude to him. He said much of his earnest desire of their living in the most sociable terms with his family, and pressed them so cordially to dine at Barton Park every day till they were better settled at home, that though his entreaties were carried to a point of perseverance beyond civility, they could not give offense. His kindness was not confined to words, for within an hour after he left them, a large basket of garden stuff and fruit arrived from the park, which was followed before the end of the day by a present of game. He insisted, moreover, on conveying all their letters to and from the post for them, and would not be denied the satisfaction of sending them his newspaper every day. Lady Middleton had sent a very civil message by him, denoting her intention of waiting on Mrs. Dashwood as soon as she could be assured that her visit would be no inconvenience. And as this message was answered by an invitation equally polite, her ladyship was introduced to them the next day. They were, of course, very anxious to see a person on whom so much of their comfort at Baden must depend, and the elegance of her appearance was favorable to their wishes. Lady Middleton was not more than 6 or 7 and 20. Her face was handsome, her figure tall and striking, her dress was graceful. Her manners had all the elegance which her husband's wanted, but they would have been improved by some share of his frankness and warmth, and her visit was long enough to detract something from their first admiration, by showing that though perfectly well bred, she was reserved, cold, and had nothing to say for herself beyond the most commonplace inquiry or remark. Conversation, however, was not wanted, for Sir John was very chatty, and Lady Middleton had taken the wise precaution of bringing with her their eldest child, a fine little boy about 6 years old, by which means there was one subject always to be recurred to by the ladies in case of extremity, for they had to inquire his name and his age, admire his beauty, and ask him questions which his mother answered for him, while he hung about her and held down his head, to the great surprise of her ladyship, who wondered at his being so shy before company as he could make noise enough at home. On every formal visit, a child ought to be of the party by way of provision for discourse. In the present case, it took up to 10 minutes to determine whether the boy were most like his father or mother, and in what particular he resembled either. For, of course, everybody differed, and everybody was astonished at the opinion of the others. An opportunity was soon to be given to the Dashwoods of debating on the rest of their children, as Sir John would not leave the house without securing their promise of dining at the park the next day. All right, chapter 7 next week. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So it sounds like they're settling in at their new home, Barton Cottage. And hopefully, let's see how much time we got left. 4 minutes. Just chat for those 4 minutes. Oh, thank you that you like the stretches. I am enjoying the book. I hope you're enjoying the book. I'm enjoying rereading it. And so for the last few minutes, go ahead and finish up. You got about 4 minutes left to finish. I'm not going to get my cardigan back out because it was kind of flippy floppy trying to get that band done because it's just this much and I have this much cardigan to deal with. So any other thoughts these last few minutes? If not, I'm just going to chat about whatever. I'm so glad people were able to come by. And sorry again about the... Oh, bye, everyone. Bye, Tammy. You head to the bus. Don't miss the bus. I'm glad everybody was here. And thank you for listening. Lizzie, I hope you have a good night's sleep without too much pain. And Sarah, you will have to let me know how your PT works out. Let's see. If I say bye to Tammy, who did I forget? Bean, are you still with us? She might be in the middle of dyeing her wool. She might have stepped away for her wool. Now, can you guys can't see when I'm doing this, can you? When I go back on the chat, I'm assuming you cannot. But I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. So it looks like a couple people have gone. Just working on my sweater. Okay, that's what I thought. What color is it, Bean? What color are you dyeing it? For some reason, I'm picturing purple. I don't know why. Is it purplish at all? Oh, good. Good. I'm glad you did, Fran. I'm so glad everyone was here and that we chatted. I always look forward to Wednesday. I get a little nervous beforehand each time, but then you guys show up and they're so nice, and I enjoy it. working with pink and gray. Oh, you did some purples. Yesterday you did some red. Oh, I love pink and gray together. That's so pretty. I mean, you could go light pink, you could go fuchsia, you could go rose pink with gray. Pink, any pink and gray looks nice together. It does sound very pretty. We have left about 1 minute. It looks like Luna has stopped whining for the moment. But, excuse me, I gotta stop talking. I hope everybody has a good week. Like I say, I'm looking forward to rain this weekend. Everybody's lawn's yellow. I would like our lawn to be green before it turns yellowish for the fall, but maybe it's just going to happen early. I'm not sure what that no is for. 30 seconds. We'll let the time run out. Did you guys see my little bookmark? That's a greyhound. I found a pattern for a greyhound and I made the head of it and then just made a flat body. But he's cute. Looks a little bit like Luna. She's more white. She has brindle ears and the rest of her is white. Practicing the knit stitch. Oh, the knit stitch. Huh. You're talking about with crochet. There's a crochet stitch called the knit stitch. I don't think I knew that. It must be very tight. Time's up. Must be a very tight stitch. I hope, oh, maybe it is. Is that Tunisian Fran, the knit stitch? I hope everybody got a lot done. These last 60 minutes plus. And look forward to seeing everybody next Wednesday. Hopefully we won't have any issues at the beginning. Like I said, this laptop is probably on its last leg, maybe. We'll see. I would like for it to last till the end of the year. So I guess we are wrapping up again. Oh, you're trying to knit. Okay. All right. Well, good luck. You have to let us know how it goes next week. Look forward to hearing from everyone next week. I am going to head out and see everybody. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all for coming. See you next Wednesday. Bye-bye. Oh, I have a video coming out Friday. Okay, bye-bye.